Yo, what is up guys? Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video here on the channel. And in today's video, everyone, we are going to be checking out the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game. So of course, it is the side event to the narrative dungeon, but sort of a main event as well, I would say, as it is pretty huge in the Endless side of the game and you do obtain a ton of rewards. But before we do start this, I just wanted to remind you all, if you haven't seen already, we did summon 4 Nautilus here on the channel already. So I have a card here linked on the top right hand corner of the video screen, so you guys can check out the video if you haven't done so already. We did overview her kit, and overall she is a very top tier debuffer unit. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen the summons already, I'll be sure to have the video linked on the top right hand card of this video, and of course in the description box below as well. But with all of that being said, let's start here with the Endless Duel Engarde video today. Now, as you can see, I did reach 12 wins already with my bouts, so we have been doing pretty well, I would say. The debuffs did catch me at the start of the event, so we can check out the restrictions here. As you can see, this season's battle buff, no limits on the base rarity ignition level, so that's pretty nice. We also do have cannot use healers, which is kind of rough, but we can bypass that a little bit with the unit Neptune, and of course we do have tanks. Neptune is a supporter unit, but she does heal on the slide skill, which is very nice, so I did toss her into my roster. And we also do have disabled debuffs will not miss for both enemies and allies, so something huge there as well. As for the bout rewards, we do have defense core and agility core material. We also do have a ton of 3 to 5 star 10 times summon tickets, and of course a 3 to 5 star summon ticket at the first win. So upon going to 12 wins, you do receive a ton of 10 times summoning tickets, and of course core materials. You do want to try and reach the highest wins possible for your roster. As for the wins achieved, we do have criteria here, and of course the score earned per bout. And of course, if you do go 12-0, you do receive a bonus of 300, 12-1 a bonus of 200, and 12-2 a bonus of 100. So overall, pretty nice scoring with the Engarde. I do believe they kept it the same. As for the rules here, of course, we do have the info for Endless Duel Engarde. So if you guys are new to the event and haven't played in the preseason, we do have the first season here of Endless Duel Engarde here. So a new main event essentially. We do have basic rules here, what is duel Engarde, etc. So if you guys would like to check out all of the info here, it is listed in game and pretty self-explanatory. You just try and build around this season's battle buff, and of course adjust your team accordingly. Now this is my roster, so I have stuck with this team and it's been doing fairly well. I did go 12-0 about twice, and I do believe 11-1 sometimes, and honestly have been pretty unlucky with my first few bouts, but we did get it down. We did get the 12-0 finally about 2 times. I believe the 4th bout I did have went 12-1, and we do have the 12-0 here now. But we're going to be doing one more bout here. Today's bouts, we do have it refreshed already, so you guys can see how my team does perform. But we do have the attackers here in the front row. Let's go from top to bottom. We do have Oathwaste fully ignited, Flower of Justice Mapdet fully ignited, Clotho here +6 non-ignited. We do have Myra +6, Bathory +6. As for the second row here, we do have Neptune, the supporter unit. Of course, she does heal on the slide skill, which is very nice. We do have Fluttering Citra here, fully ignited, Athena +6. So I did obtain this copy from the Lisa's Lessons, which was a huge pickup for myself, as I only had her at, I believe, +3 and no investment in Onyx. So I finally got the +6 there from the Lisa's Lessons, so a huge pickup there for myself. We also do have the Kefri here fully ignited and Ionif fully ignited, so the second row does have 2 attackers when it does reach. As for the third and final row, we do have sort of a stronger team here with 4 full ignitions. We do have Limos fully ignited, Bridal Hilder, Gunslinger Hilder fully ignited, Dana here +6, and we do have Eve fully ignited, as well as Thisbe fully ignited. So as you can see, with the current trend of lineups, you do want to try and keep a strong final lineup, as most of the AI teams don't have a strong final lineup. But once you do get to around 10 to 12 win range, the final lineup will be pretty strong and kind of hard to get through. So you do want to have a strong backline there. So hence the 4 ignition units here on my final backline. And you can of course check out the rankings here. We do have some of the top tier teams, of course the best performers, so you guys can feel free to check out the lineups here. On my phone it's pretty laggy, the lineup screen, as you can see it is lagging a ton on my screen if the camera can focus. But yeah, for some reason the ranking here does lag a ton for myself. Not sure if it's for anyone else, but yeah, there are all of the teams, pretty strong teams of course in the ranking, and my team does seem to be performing pretty decently. So if you guys would like to add any of these units onto your roster, or feel free to comment down below your rosters and I can try and help you guys out depending on the units you do have. We also do have the Discord link in the description box below as always, so if you guys do need help with the Endless Duel side of the game, feel free to join my Discord. Of course, a nice community in there. We do have a few subs in there as well, ton of chat, and of course if you do need help with Destiny Child, you guys can feel free to join in and leave your questions in the questions channel, and I'll be sure to get to you guys as soon as possible. But without any further ado, let's try out the Endless Duel Engarde here, and then we will chat a little bit about the bouts here. As you can see, we'll reset it right now, and it starts off pretty slow. As you can see, the first battle here, 131,000 power. I do believe the teams did change, as when I first started the Endless Duel Engarde this season, it was actually AI teams. So now we do actually have some real teams, I do believe. Of course, it's not actual PvP, more of the AI teams just controlling them. So basic PvP here, you can just think of it as normal Endless, and once you do reach the top tier wins, you will start to face those heavy teams, and it does get pretty difficult even for myself, as I don't have a ton of ignited childs. And of course it does seem pretty difficult with this season's battle buffs, but there are ways to get around it. I do believe some people are running Pan. She is a huge unit. Pan is a very strong debuffer for Endless, and we also do have units that are tanks that are very important, of course, such as Clotho, the new units, very important, the debuffer, Nautilus, and of course we also do have a unit such as Neptune, which can heal on her slide even though she is not a healer. So something to keep in mind when building upon your team for the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game. Of course, there are some units that you will want on your roster depending on your uncaps, etc. If you do have a higher uncapped unit that really isn't a staple for Endless, maybe just toss it onto your team, as well as even a higher uncapped unit can play a huge factor in Endless Duel, even if it is not a staple unit. And I do believe my auto-generated team was around 700,000 power and was tossing world boss units into the team, and I still made it around 10 wins. And then I adjusted it, and so now we are very easily making the 12 wins for the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game. As you can see, when we went through a couple of battles already, and pretty low tier teams here, nothing really to explain so far, as of course these teams aren't really ignited at all. Basically you get through the front line and the battle's over for these. But I noticed people start to struggle when it does reach about the 8 to 12 win range depending on your power, and of course it does depend how long you have been playing the game. If you have been playing a long time, a veteran player, you'll probably get those 12 wins very easily. Of course, you do have the majority of units uncapped 2+6, and of course a decently ignited team will take you a long way. Alright, so after chatting a bit about the first few wins and of course the units you do want to target onto your roster, I'll probably just skip now until about the 8 to 10 win range, and then we can discuss more of the higher power teams and see what we're facing up against that does cause a problem for my team, and of course majority of your teams as well. Alright everyone, so here we are at about 12 wins, entering the 11th battle. As you can see, we do have more of the ignited team showing up now. We do actually have a front line of about 4 fully ignited units, I do believe. Not ideal to have Arya in there. If you guys had seen, they did have Arya, so the units can work. Doesn't matter really if it's fully ignited, still toss it onto your team. So we do have my battle here. It's actually lagging because I do have it on 3 times speed, but let's put it towards 1 time speed. As you can see, I do have the front line holding up pretty well here. We do have Ofoes driving first actually, so it did help a ton. We ended up clearing this battle very fast, so nothing really to worry about here with my team. So did manage to go through the tanks a ton. We do have the final tank here on Dana already, so they did target the tank a ton, but the team did hold up well. But yeah, just showing how the teams do scale a ton here towards the 11th win. We do have a ton of ignited units being applied towards the teams. As for the ignited battle, the final battle here, we do have a decent team there. I wouldn't say very strong. We do have a fully ignited newbie Mona there at the back row, but yeah, I mean, decent teams here towards the top teams of the Engarde roles, but I guess it might just be RNG if they do face you up against random teams, as I did get a fairly easy team here comparing it to my roster. Now you'll just have to adjust accordingly, and of course try and place the top tier endless units into your roster. Now of course you can just go into the normal endless duel and sort by the rankings of which units are popular for this week's round. Now of course there are restrictions for the Engarde side of the game, as we did discuss earlier on in the video, so you'll just have to adjust around the restrictions and of course apply those units to your roster. That will help a ton. In my case, I did apply Neptune to my roster since she is a healer necessarily on the slide skill, but not overall. But yeah, she did help myself a ton. She does heal on the slide skill. Now the healers are banned, so you can't use healers such as Pomona, Mott, etc. So you got to work around these restrictions here in Engarde. Of course, we also do have, I believe, a certain buff being added towards every unit that will not miss the disabled debuffs, I do believe. We'll have to check here once more. I did forget what it did say, but we did go 12-0 here. So very nice, 12-0. We did reach the 300 bonus. So overall, did very well, of course. We do have 750 there, and of course, the 12-win reward here with the ignition core material. Now looking over the buff here again, as you can see, disabled debuffs will not miss for both enemies and allies, so very important there. You'll have to build around this battle buff, and of course cannot use healers, and there are no limits on ignition level for this time around. But there is Endless Duel Engarde for myself. I've been doing very well, as you can see, the 12-0 yet again here for my 6th bout, and I'll probably reset it once more as I did miss a bout by mistake, and then we can manage to reach this final mission and obtain a 5-star summoning ticket. Now before we do end this video off, I actually do have those tickets we did just receive, and let's just claim them. Now we do have 12 here actually, and a Prism Soul Cardo summon ticket, so let's claim these first and see if we do get lucky. 12 3 to 5-star 10 times summoning tickets, so hopefully one 5-star out of these. And for the first 10, we do have a 5-star, hopefully an uncap. We do want Nautilus a ton, and no, we do have a Santa here, so Santa's fodder, but that's okay. At least we did pull a 5-star unit out of those 10, and for the remaining 2, we did not pull a 5-star character. But we do have a Prism Soul Cardo, hopefully a nice one here. Let's see what we do manage to pull. I would love the Soul Cardo that was recently released, but no, we do have a Deep Ravine Pitfall here, the Bari. Overall, very nice art here. Of course, can't complain about this one, but decent Soul Cardo for the special option. But yeah, overall, there is the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game for myself. Of course, make sure to leave any questions in the comment section below that you do have, depending on your roster, any units you were considering tossing into your team, and let me know how many wins you guys did reach so far for the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game. For myself, it's 12, so yeah, make sure to let me know how you guys did do with the Endless Duel Engarde side of the game. And of course, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out those Nautilus summons if you haven't seen them already. We do have them on the channel there. so you guys can feel free to check those out if you would like. Link in the description box below, and of course in the top right hand card of this video screen. But with all of that being said, that'll do it for today's Destiny Child video. Make sure to leave a like on this one if you did enjoy today's video, and of course make sure to let me know all about your team in the comments section below, as I did mention earlier on in today's video. But before you go, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy today's video, and of course would like to stay notified for more Destiny Child content here on the channel, as well as other games such as Alchemy Stars, and we did just start playing Revived Witch, so if you guys are interested in some Revived Witch content, we will have some here on the channel as well. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.